Well, my name is Nacha Chatsi, also known as Sonny McKelsey. I'm the historian and the cultural advisor for the Stalo Research and Resource Management Center. I've been working here for 28 years, I think, somewhere around there. Siuk means burnt. Okay, so you can see the top of that peak there. That's my involvement was definitely with the field school, with the University of Victoria and University of Saskatchewan, is providing cultural advice and also helping out with the original topics, the list. Because over the years, like in between the field schools, we have different topics that come up. Different community members or whatever will come up, and then we'll add a topic to the list. And so part of my job is to, I guess, help coordinate or help bring that list about with other staff that are in the department as well, and then of course look at look at our needs, and then also try to take into consideration the students.
That's good. All right, everyone got so push on up a little bit. You can sit on the front. The direction of the previous director, Grand Chief Clarence Penyer. He instituted a basic policy, which was work with others to help answer the questions we need to know or to have answered around our Stalo history. And so under that policy and that framework, members of the Rights and Title Department, Keith Carlson and others, myself, Sonny McKelsey, some three primary researchers at that time in the late 90s, worked in different ways to establish collaborative relationships with universities and other researchers in the area on research topics. And so the relationship with University of Victoria originally started under that framework of working collaboratively through the Stalo Nation, researchers, and making relationships and connections to the universities. And UVic was the primary connection that Keith started out and made, which resulted in the development of the Ethnohistory Field School.
Takes a lot of patience with the same thing over and over again, eh?
Yeah.
When the students arrive, they're greeted immediately by staff members here at the SRMC, as well as their community hosts, the families who are going to host them for the first week. And that connection, I think that immediate connection, is very important to the experience the students are having by basically being whisked off immediately into the community on that first weekend and right into community members' houses.
We've been having field school students since 2005. Liam was in the first batch. I have to say I was a little apprehensive when my mom came home from work and told me that we were going to have a bunch of strangers come stay at our house. I was in high school and I was not really open to that at first. Luckily, they were a great group. Liam's coming back, and it's been an absolutely amazing experience. Every year we get, or every 2 years, we get to meet new people from all over BC, and they get to be a part of our family. And really, when they leave, I feel like I hope they come back. You know.
I think this has come up, but I wanted to sort of reinforce that the tremendous, generosity of the community here, especially our homestays, who I think really make the experience, but also the people we interview. I don't know what I would do if, or what my parents would do if, two 20-year-olds walked up to their house and asked, hey, can we take your afternoon? Will you drive us around your community? Can you, show us where you live? Can you talk about your past? And so it's I am always astounded by how much people are willing to give and how much time they're willing to take out of their days to share with us. And then they trust that we'll that we'll be of good mind, when we're using that information, and that we'll be doing something worthwhile with it.
Continues to be important. I mean, as we progress through the different things, whether or not it's communities that are involved with treaty or communities that are not involved with treaty, it's just that the Stalo people right now is so complex. I mean, in the political area, the history, It seems like every year there's always some question that comes up in regards to the history. And of course, in order for us to advance forward in the future, we need to understand our history. We need to understand the mistakes that we made. We need to understand the accomplishments. We need to recognize certain people for things that they've done, all those sort of things. And so there's always something that needs to be done. And it seems to me like the format or the schedule that we have, where we have it every 2 years, I think that works really, really good. And I'm quite certain 2 years from now we'll have some more research topics that we could look at.